Welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, NBA Playoff Edition. I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And it's our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. We got a yelling contest over there. A big basketball game happened last night. Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. And it all ended. The Suns' victory. Just one win away. Just one win away.
Yo, what the hell? This is just weird to me. All the players involved and stuff and everything like that, all the teams and stuff involved. I'm just like, yo, it's just weird. Like, we talking about the Suns. They weren't even touching it. Well, last year they were nearly touching the playoffs, but in the past years before, they were never even close to touching playoffs. Now they about to be. Well, they could potentially, if they get this next win, go to the NBA Finals. Potentially.
Yeah. I mean, wow, it's crazy to think about. I mean, last time the Suns made the finals, my third brother wasn't even born yet. I'm the youngest, so.
Same here. So we were nowhere in thought.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the middle children were all in thoughts.
I mean, it is wild. But let's break down this game. How did we get to this end result? Well, for one thing, nobody could buy a fucking shot to save their life.
Yep.
It was a very sluggish and non-offensive game.
Yeah.
Both teams struggling mightily, especially in that fourth quarter. I mean, it was just brick after brick after brick after brick. They was building houses.
Yes, they were. It was a dogfight. It was more of a defensive presence, and the score clearly shows that of how defensive it was. You know what I mean? It looked like it was going to be high scoring in the first quarter, with the way that with the way that it was going. But you could see how when it's the playoffs, things mean too much. And you play at a pace of whoever goes which way. And I feel like, as a defensive team with the Clippers, you expected them to have some kind of defensive hustle kind of mentality. And I felt like the Suns kind of followed suit with that, because let's be honest, the Suns, you might not want to talk about them defensively, but they are a good defensive team.
Yeah.
Who could play solid defense when their connection and communication is all in rhythm. And I think that's what they went to for both teams. Defense.
Yeah, defense was a big mantra, especially in that fourth quarter, down the stretch. But unfortunately for the Clippers, they needed to hit their shots because they were the ones down in this game. They were the ones down for the majority of this game. They were the ones trying to claw back and fight their way into this game. And every single time, because it was in single digits for majority of that fourth quarter. I mean, every time when they had a chance to take the lead, they just kept missing and missing and missing. And throwing up threes. Three after three after three. It was miss.
Yeah, it was crazy. Because let's talk about it. Because in the third quarter, they had a really great third quarter. They bounced back big time after halftime, and that's why I'm seeing from the Clippers in this series. They have a kind of switch that they go on. That the moment that they enter the third, they come out of halftime, they could just turn it up real quick offensively, and that's what they did in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, you're right. They continued to settle, and the shots weren't hitting, and it hasn't been hitting for a good minute. There was times where I was seeing where they shot the three, I felt like they could have got an easy attack to the rim or made better passes to get easy buckets within inside the paint. And it was just they just kept settling. especially this one play by Paul George. I don't remember how much they were down by.
One play?
Yeah. Don't do that. I'm just like, why would you go for a three when you have plenty? Like, there's 3 minutes left in the game. There's plenty of time. You're down by this amount. Get twos. And you act like as if it's under a minute now. Like, get twos. Find a way to get to the basket, get inside, get a two, or get fouled. Because, these refs are quick to blow their whistle.
Yeah. And I agree with your sentiment. I mean, the Clippers, so many times in the game, they were down by 1, or they were down by 3. They were down by 2. And yet, you just say, hey, do or die, just take a 3.
Let's Chuck. Let's say we Steph Curry.
It's just one of my biggest problems all the time, modern NBA, is that, man, they just have this necessity to just chuck up threes in certain situations when they don't need to. And it's not even that they're open. They were not open. Majority of those threes, they were not open.
Hey, man, look, again, I don't want to bring them into this because they got nothing to do with this. But again, you could blame Stephen Curry and Golden State for what they did because they want to talk about ruin the game. They ruined the game now because look at what I have a problem with this. How many times do I have to emphasize? I haven't said it in a while, but I'll say it again. You're not Steph Curry. You're not Klay Thompson. You're not Kevin Durant. You're not Golden State. Stop shooting so many damn threes as if you want to make them.
Exactly.
But that's what teams continue to do because that's what analytics and things have built it up to be. Three's important shot. Don't get me wrong. A three is a really good shot because obviously it gives you an extra point than what the regular point total really is, which is 2s. But it's just like, you have to be consistent and you got to know when to make them at the right time. And I don't think, and I think at this game, you can actually say both teams, they did not look really well from that standpoint. They weren't picking and choosing the right time to do it.
No, they weren't, but specifically the Clippers. And I mean, I understand, all right, it's a 3-point shooting league now. So shoot the 3, but the problem where I have is when it's not falling, they just keep shooting it. It's like you don't have another game plan, especially when you're down by 1 with so much time left in the fourth quarter. You don't have to take a contested 3-point shot.
And it's crazy, right? And you know what makes it more upsetting? There's somebody on the opposing, when I look at the Clippers, there's somebody on the opposing team who's showing you why the mid-range will always be the best shot in basketball outside of layups, of course. That could be utilized effectively. And you talk about you have somebody on your team and Paul George, who's a great shooter in the mid-range area, and you're not going to take advantage of using mid-range jump shots. You're going to keep going for threes. It gets to a point where it's just like you don't know what to say. But the fact that you keep taking these shots, not only are they not open, they're highly contested, but you continue to chuck it up as if, again, you're Steph Curry. Oh, you're God. Oh, you're Larry Bird. They could make those shots. Exactly. You can't make those shots.
Yeah, none of those players. I mean, you're Paul George. Drive. PG, please. Oh, man. PG, so much respect for you. And the way you've battled back in this postseason has been tremendous. The way you've played.
Superstar.
But this series specifically, and in this game specifically, the biggest problem I have, well, one, your free throws, you're killing me because you made clutch free throws 2 for 2, but then those get drowned out by the missed free throws that come on later after. Because late in the game, you missed another free throw again. But that's not really what I'm talking about. The reason why they lost wasn't because of his missed free throws.
His free throws, nah.
It was PG. He said so many times. He settled so much in this game, and I talked about it going back to the Dallas Mavericks series. When he's in rhythm and he shoots, okay, I'm fine with that. But when he's struggling and 3-point shot is not there, get to the hole, PG. That is your game. Get to the hole, then you go to the mid range, then you go to the three. Unless you're
Exactly.
wide open, but you wasn't wide open for majority of those shots. A lot of the shots on his 3-point shots were rushed. Live is just like he wanted three, then wanted to go into the paint and attack. Like that's your bread and butter. Get in rhythm. That is your game. I don't understand why he was like 1 for 9 from deep. If I'm correct,
Yeah.
stop settling.
Look, let me. You're right, man. And let me tell you something. If you're gonna settle, please settle at the mid range area. Please settle at the mid range. You know you can hit a shot from the mid range area. It's going to be tough, obviously, because the way the Suns' team defense is, they could probably try to collapse around that mid range to paint area. But outside of that, you know you're skilled enough to still get your shot off there. And we seen you hit it a bunch of times. But you know what? You know what will bring PG to really realize that he needs to start getting the paint more? Somebody bring Birdman back. Somebody bring Birdman back. Make him be on the Phoenix Suns for one game. And like, let me tell you something. The moment PG sees him, he gonna start attacking. Trust and believe, he gonna start attacking again. He gonna start attacking again. And everybody, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. But he gonna start attacking again if you bring back Birdman. Trust and believe.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the end result of that series. But yeah, PG. I mean, please stop settling into the hole. I mean, very, very inefficient from deep. 1 for 9 once again. You haven't been shooting the three ball great. You haven't been really shooting the ball really great. This is most of the majority of the series, to be honest.
Yeah.
He needs to get back to that rhythm. He needs to find that rhythm very quickly. But as for the Suns, I want to talk about, I think, someone who probably their player of the game, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, Ayton was killing them on the boards. Killing them. Mikal Bridges as well. He's a lot of credit. He
Yeah.
had 13 rebounds on the night. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they had so many timely key offensive rebounds. Um, just killing the Clippers. Any momentum they had, any stop they got, it was a rebound. I mean, DeAndre Ayton almost had 10 offensive rebounds. He almost had 10 offensive rebounds. He had 9. He was killing them in the paint, killing them. Yeah, 19 to 22.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this is Ayton has been just showing this postseason his true NBA potential. You know, he's just putting it all on display now. Like everybody, the full skill set, the full arsenal, all out on display, and he's just been dominant as players. And this game shows it once again. Like him and Zubac has been going at it for the past 2 games also, and it's crazy to watch, right? How they've been both battling each other. Because I think Zubac he also got a couple of offensive rebounds. Believe it or not, I think like 7, 8. I could be wrong, but
yep.
But yeah, look at Ayton. The star players obviously showed up for the Suns in some ways than others. But Ayton has just been all over within this series, and especially offensively. It's really great to see what he's been doing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's gonna remember for the Valley Oop. So he got that on his legacy. But yeah, he's been having tremendous postseason, and it's continuing and continued last night. With the rebound performance and his paint performance, getting easy layups, easy putbacks. You mentioned the stars. You already mentioned Chris Paul, Devin Booker. I mean, he scored, but he got in foul trouble and got fouled out late.
Yeah.
He was there for his team. But as we alluded to earlier, the reason why the Suns won this game was because they made key stops when they needed to.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more than the Clippers did, because the Clippers had stops too, but the Clippers were down and they couldn't score.
Yeah.
So in the end, that results into a Suns victory. And as I mentioned earlier, the Phoenix Suns are 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals, up 3-1 against this Clippers team. Now they go back to Phoenix, Arizona, where they can clinch the series and end it, advance to the NBA Finals.
I found my Suns hat.
Kawhi Leonard needs to get on the court.
But they said need to put a knee brace on.
Oh man, yeah, it's not looking good for Los Angeles. It's not looking good for Los Angeles.
Yeah, but I look at. Here's my thing though. The Suns have win away, and that's great. But they're gonna be on their home floor, and it's gonna be real tough. But I still have faith that the Clippers, because again, we already said.
Don't spoil your pick.
Oh no! I'm not spoiling. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm just saying I'm gonna still have faith in both teams in terms of this. We always say it. 3-1 is look. It may be bad, but it's better to be down 3-1 than to be down 3-0. Because we know what happens when you go down 3-0. We seen what happened when you go down 3-1, but we seen what also happened when you go down 3-0. So let's just be happy that they in this situation, which is a 3-1 lead, anything could go any kind of way, rather than a 3-0 lead, because it could go either way. You still won't lose, and that's the thing. But it's just like if the Clippers could play with the defensive intensity that they did for these past games, along with bringing it more offensively and doing the right things and the better things, then this could still go to a 7-game series. I'm not saying who I got, but this could go to a 7-game series.
Yeah, you're right. It is possible. I'm pretty sure Chris Paul will have nothing to do with a 3-1 lead.
I know the interview. I seen the interview.
Yeah, as he said. And the Clippers, even though they've had bad history, 3-1s, maybe it ends on the good side for them this time. But
nah, it's the Clippers. Bad luck.
Hey, they win West Conference Finals. Can't be all that bad.
We finally broke that spell.
Yep. But yeah, Suns take the win, 1 win away from the NBA Finals, and we'll see what happened in the big winner go home for the Clippers, Game 5. But that's the Western Conference Finals. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference Finals. As predictions for tonight's Game 3 in the ATL, TNT 8:30. The Bucks, after their dominating performance in Game 2, look to get a win on Atlanta's home floor against the Hawks. What do you got in Game 3?
Sorry. Who I got? I'm gonna go with the Hawks. They play really well at home.
They do. But I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I think they can take a win away.
Oh, no question. Yes, they can. I will never go against that. Most definitely, this is a Bucks team that we're talking about here. They can most definitely take a win. I just feel like this game will go to Atlanta, but of course, eventually the Bucks will get a win, and then disrespect Trae Young.
But for this game, you got the Hawks. For this game, I got the Bucks. All right. There was no news, so it's time to wrap things up. Ja, final thoughts? Anything?
What I was gonna say actually? Freak, I was gonna say something. How the hell did I forget? Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I just want to say happy 25th anniversary to the 96 draft class.
I thought it was a 96 draft class, the multiple draft class, 96, 2003, I think too.
But it's their 25th year, their 25th year, a quarter century, and that's a legendary class right there. I think I don't need to say any names. I think Yasha already know who's a part of that class if you know the game.
Well, just to remind people who were the names, so to speak.
Well, you got the answer. You got the Black Mamba. You have the Canadian Sweetheart. You have Cybertone, and Oh, Antoine Walker. That's Antoine Walker. Sorry.
Oh, Cybertone,
You
Antoine
got
Walker.
yeah. You got Jesus Shuttlesworth. Jesus Shuttlesworth. Starberry. Who else? Did I say Canby?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, Darman, the Street Fighter character with the long arms. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call Marcus Canby. Who else? Oh, Ben Wallace, who went undrafted. Mr. O'Neal, before the whole Indiana Pacers team decided to start a shootout in the club, and man, there's a lot of talent. Peja.
Jeez.
Shooter. Oh my! You see.
Yeah, and you still leaving off names. That's how stacked that draft class was. I mean, absolutely insane. But yeah, 25th anniversary to, in my opinion, the best draft class of all time, the '96 NBA draft class. Legendary, so many legendary names. So
I'm sorry if a draft class has MJ in it, I can't put that below anything else. I gotta put it at number one. So sorry, MJ's draft. Here you go, 84.
MJ's draft.
It's MJ. Like MJ's the greatest ever. Like you can't put a draft.
MJ's draft class was not better than the '96 draft.
Yeah, they weren't, but hey, it has MJ, so you can't disrespect MJ, so you gotta put them above all. It's bad luck. We've been through this.
That's why LeBron fans hate Jordan fans. It's for this exact reason. But
oh my God, look at that pass.
It's skipping over that, getting to the playoffs real quick. Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul. It's not over yet. It's not guaranteed, but it will mean a lot, just as a fan, for what could possibly happen. Possibly, like I said, still a possibility. Clippers can still come back. I really hope PG bounce back, because I know already. I mean, he's been having a great postseason, but people just wait on your downfall. And this series has definitely been his downfall. He's kind of been struggling a little bit. He's been off and on with the series so far.
Yeah, for real. No question. He's been scoring, but the scoring has been inefficient. He has done all the other little things though. That's why I gotta respect about him in the postseason too. Is like when he doesn't have a scoring, he's doing all the other things. He's hustling, he's rebounding, he's defending, he's playmaking, he's doing all the other things, and that's all that you want. Again, that's all that you want. What should be a superstar to do. Do everything that you could take to try to push your team forward. And that's what he's been doing. But again, this postseason just been crazy to me. You talk about all the players involved. Like all these guys are young. Probably, well, it's a young league now, right? So probably been in the league. Like some of them probably been in the league for like a good amount of time. But the fact that we could be talking about how Devin Booker could potentially have an NBA championship before a lot of other players that have been in the league longer than him, if he ever makes it to the finals and things like that. How PG could finally change the perception of this part of his career, because after everything that has went down, if he makes it to the finals or potentially even win the championship, probably by himself as the lone star right now, and then you talk about Giannis, you talk about Trae Young, how this dude's 22 and he doing better than Luka. Let me stop.
Let you stop. Yeah, let you stop.
Let me chill out with that. But this postseason just been crazy, man. It's weird. No Braun, no Curry, no KD, no nothing. Chris Paul's gonna be laughing at Harden if he makes it to the finals. It's just crazy.
You have to throw that in there. You have to throw that in.
Hey, nah, forget it. Not even James Harden. Lob City. I should have been in the finals a long time ago. Y'all ruined it.
And now I'm gonna
It
beat
took a
your
young
team to get
team.
there.
Exactly.
Oh man, but we'll see what happens. And yes, it has been a wild playoff year. One of the craziest, most unpredictable, and best ever. But we'll see what happens. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. Tune in, watch, and we'll review it tomorrow's podcast. And speaking of tomorrow's podcast, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, support the channel, give us feedback, all that good stuff.
And also follow our IG and our TikTok down in the description below.
Yes, and of course, once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is My Basketball Podcast.
Conference Finals Players Edition.
Conference Finals
Had to
playoff.
make sure I didn't mess it up.
You good, bro.